Welcome to another episode of Inside Recreation, where we talk about all the great things happening here at Montgomery County Recreation. I'm your host, Carmen Berrios Martinez, and today I'm joined by Arif Wali, who co-founded the local nonprofit International Sports Organization and helped bring the popular sport of cricket to Montgomery County Recreation. I'm also joined by Amanda DeFilippo, who is our manager for Countywide programs. Thank you both so much for joining us today. All right, I'm so excited to talk about this because what we have done here, or what you have done here, is pretty darn awesome. So Arif, tell me about International Sports Organization. What is it and how did it come to be here in Montgomery County?
Basically, I moved to America back in 2020, where it was pandemic just before a week of the national lockdown. I moved to
Oof.
USA, and everything was just shutting down. And back home, I was like a national team player, but I couldn't get the same opportunity here because cricket wasn't that popular, and we did not had cricket in school. So we had a 1 year virtual school, and after that, when I started to attend the school like in person, and then I decided to start a cricket club in a school where I could bring all these different communities together by through sports. So this is how it started when we graduated back in 2023. We founded this organization so we could help people outside of school too by providing them different types of sport activities, but primarily cricket.
Great. And so you learned about Montgomery County Recreation through our TeenWorks program, right?
Yep, I did.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your experience with TeenWorks.
It was a very great experience for me, like working with a lot of different types of people here. I had a lot of fun, and then this is where I decided that okay, we are missing cricket. I should maybe bring cricket to, and this is where I brought cricket to all these different communities. But of course, like Teamworks taught me a lot of positive things and the leadership. So of course, credit goes to all the Teamworks programs.
Yeah, so TeenWorks, for those who don't know, is a youth employment program here at Montgomery County Recreation. We are actually the largest employer of youth in the county. But in addition to giving you your first job, they give you a bunch of wraparound services like resume building and skills on how to behave in the workplace, right? Financial literacy. And so all of those components kind of together go to create this leadership initiative that we have within TeenWorks. And you clearly took that
Yeah.
and ran with it. So congratulations. You mentioned that you played cricket in your home country at the national level. Tell me a little bit about that time and how you got involved in cricket to begin with.
The cricket is a very popular sport back in Asian countries, so everyone was playing at my home, even though I had not like an open opportunity to play. My dad was, of course, very supportive of me playing a sport, but of course, like because of security purposes and all those different things, I wasn't allowed to play very openly. When I came to America, I wanted to give all these opportunities to the people who did not had opportunities, especially to the youth. I want to give them these opportunity to go and play for their nation if they want, and give them an opportunity where if they can't afford to pay for anything, they can come and participate in our program fully free.
That's awesome. Arif, tell me, for those who don't know, right, because cricket is picking up in popularity here, but it's not a sport that we saw here very often, 5, 10 years back. So tell me a little bit about cricket itself.
Basically, cricket was started by America back in 1980s, 1970s,
Huh.
but then baseball took over it, and then like people start to focus more on baseball rather than on cricket. So then it went off, and now USA have a good cricket team. They recently won like a lot of good matches in the World Cup, which was happening here in America
Mm-hmm.
and New York. And also at the same time, USA has a lot of good leagues, like such as Major League and Minor League, where people come and travel from a lot of different places, like from around the world. We get to watch games, and it's getting very popular. We
For
have
sure.
matches and schools, colleges. Now people are getting to know more about cricket.
Yeah, I'll tell you, my neighbor has been teaching my son cricket. So,
Awesome.
yep,
Wow.
they were playing in the back alley, right? And he's kind of out there like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
So he is definitely enjoying it. How did this partnership with Montgomery County Recreation come to be?
Yeah, it came to be like in a very good way. I thought that cricket, because we had a lot of different people from different areas, but they weren't in like coming to the EBV program. So I thought of it like what could be some ways where I could bring them and take them outside of home to come and play these different sports. So then this is where I thought of bringing cricket to the rec department and also to the after school program. So these different communities who aren't engaged a lot in these activities, so they can be engaged more in a positive way. So this is how I decided to come and start cricket rather than being a seasonal staff at Teen Work.
Right, Amanda. So why was it so important to bring cricket and the programming that Arif is putting together to the department?
There's been a couple moments in my career where the stars align. This is definitely one of those moments. We had our staff who are great professionals that care deeply about the work and the impact on the community that were excited about this. We had Arif and his crew who have been brought up in our recreation programs that really brought a sport that's culturally responsive that we weren't doing to a community that we weren't engaging with. So honestly, it was probably one of the easiest decisions I've made. It just really allows us to offer something that is making a difference in the community that we weren't doing.
Arif, tell me a little bit about who the Cricket Ball Academy is geared towards, and then kind of how it takes place, right? Because what you do is pretty extraordinary, and I think people need to know this story.
Yeah, it's geared up to everyone, like anyone. It's open for anyone, and anyone can join at different times. Like we have different session over the year, like winter, summer, and then spring. So and anyone can come and join. And also, like it takes place in winter, it's indoor, but outdoor, and summer it's outdoor, of course. At this time, also in spring too. So it's more than like just in a sports organization. People come, they learn about a lot of different things. It's similar I learned from here in Montgomery County Recreation Department and Teen Works. We teach them about leadership. We teach them about a lot of other things too, educational things. Most of our students and our programs, they're like on a roll. This is what we want to like provide them, like the positive environment to them, so they can continue doing the same good work.
You're leaving out a huge portion here, right? You're not just the typical coach who meets you at the center whenever practice is scheduled for. You go way beyond that. So I know you don't want to talk about yourself too much, but how are these kids getting to this program?
Yeah, it's just it is hard, but most of them they take public transportation. Is as Amanda mentioned previously, most of these families they are from very low income, and we want to help them. And I had to go and convince each and every single parents that I will be responsible uh, for transportation. Just let your kid go with us, and they are interested. So we leave home around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to reach to our fields. We have some students recently. A student he moved from the area where we usually meet. He moved to Rockville, and he left home by 5 a.m. It was super dark, and he was calling me at 5 a.m. that I left home. Please don't leave me behind. So that's what we are trying to do, is like to provide them as much opportunities as we can for all these different types of opportunity for these youth. And we also ride the bus with them, so they are safe and they're not doing anything, like especially when 40, 50 people are getting on bus, it can be a lot of kids.
Yeah, so you are meeting these individuals, these kids at 6 o'clock in the morning. You are taking them on public transportation to get to the field so that you guys can play and practice, because otherwise these children would not have those opportunities just due to transportation and other financial barriers that the family have. I mean, that's pretty darn awesome. It's impressive. You mentioned winter, right? So cricket is an outdoor sport. You could say maybe
Yes.
a little bit of a shrug.
The cool thing
But-
about cricket is it's a very adaptable sport.
Yes.
Arif has really educated me
Yeah.
that you can play it wherever you can. Like you said, your son plays they were playing in the back alley.
They sure were.
Right. So it's adaptable and they figure it out.
Well, I saw you guys playing inside the gym, and I made sure that door stayed closed until
Yes.
that ball wasn't moving, because
Yes.
it was it was pretty scary. But we also have an indoor batting cage at the East County Recreation Center, and so you guys are able to have. Is it called batting practice? It's
Yes.
probably not called batting.
Definitely.
But you can practice indoors as well. So you do this year round with these kids.
Yeah, we do this all year round. We try to engage them, even though if you had to cancel the program, even if it's training, they're gonna still come and show up. They want to have the program. They're looking forward for this one day, like over the week, that okay, we have something at the end of the week. So yeah, if it's raining, if it's snowing, they would still come and show up.
And you're still showing up.
Yeah, I had no other choice, even though if it cancels, because most of the people would still show up to the center. So I have to be there, even though if it's snowing or raining.
That's amazing. So recently you've expanded your program to include girls. Girl Power. Super excited about that. Tell me about how that went.
Yeah, it went very well. We had like a lot of girls who showed up and they had a chance to play cricket. And they were not only like from Asian countries, but it was like people from all over the different USA, like different races like Hispanic, African American. So I think so it was a great experience starting this program, and they were very excited about it. And the cool part was also like the parents were there watching their kids playing cricket.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I mean, what you're doing is amazing, but definitely getting girls in there as well to play. Is the sport predominantly male in Asian countries, or is it a co-ed sport?
No, it's for both. But
For
here,
both, okay.
like, this is something new. So we wanted to give like a start for them so they
Yeah.
can come and show up for our practices and programs so they can learn about the basic skills of cricket.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to have that girls component in there now. And for us here at Recreation, it's an important part that we try to do in all sports.
Yeah, I mean, it just fits into the Girls and Women's in Sports initiative that we have here in Montgomery County. I'm an athlete. I was an athlete my entire life, and it gave me opportunities like college and honestly contribute to why I'm sitting here today. So, providing these opportunities in the variety of sports, especially, again, so culturally responsive, right? It provides a little taste of home, a little taste of, your upbringing and where you come from. And it's such a cool sport. I will admit, if I probably knew about it when I was a youth, I probably would have been playing cricket instead of softball, maybe. Although I struck out a lot in the batting cage at East County. But it's, it aligns with our mission. It aligns where we're trying to focus, and trying to get, girls and women in sports is, all the rave today.
So I heard there was this really cool experience a while back ago. It seems like you guys were at East County having practice and the Orioles stopped by. I mean, how cool was that? And what happened?
Yeah, it was very cool. They came and they showed up when we were playing cricket. They saw us that a group of people are going inside, and they asked us what's happening. So then we told them it's cricket. And then they said like we would try to give it a shot, like we want to play. So then we had a great practice for like a couple of 5 to 10 minutes. It went very good. It was like a positive thing for the kids too, and also for the audience who were sitting there and watching them. These are some of the positive things that it would bring more and more youth to our programs. But yeah, it was a very great experience. And even though at the same time before they left, at the end they even told us like we will be inviting you guys to some of our games to come and watch our games. So it was also one of the good memories.
Yeah, that's very cool. I mean, I'm sure these professional baseball players were like, why is everyone walking past us and into the center? And it's because those kids were there to play cricket. They were not there, right? To see some really awesome baseball players who just happened to be at the center today. How cool was that?
I mean, talk about an opportunity that every youth probably who watches baseball in this area dreams about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say we struck out any of the players, but I know a couple of the balls got by them. But so to be able to play,
they actually went in and played with them.
Played. I know that they talked about how to bat in cricket, how the difference in bowling, not pitching.
Bowling,
See, I've learned a lot from Arif. And creating this opportunity alone is just an amazing program. Then having moments like that happen, I mean, come on, that is everything that we try to do here.
Yeah,
so they got to play with Major League Baseball players.
Awesome. Wish I was there that day as a baseball fan. I'm totally jealous. But yeah, we did hear back from the Orioles, who were just kind of like, that was an amazing experience. And their players were so impressed by everything that your organization is doing. And yes, they did say that they were going to invite the kids back to a game. So we're going to hold them to that for sure. Amanda, how successful has the Youth Cricket Academy been?
So successful. I think for all the reasons that we've talked about, but also representation matters. Arif and his crew has really shown these youth that if you dream it, you can make it happen. And that he's there for the community. He's a part of the community. It's really inspiring. And it uses sport and recreation as the platform, but it does so much more than that.
Right. And we talk about that in a lot of episodes, right?
Mhm.
But the skills that you learn in recreation, right, are good for the sport or the activity that you're doing, right? But they take you so far
Mhm.
beyond recreation, right? They are skills that these youth will take into their, adult lives. And it's so heartwarming, right, to see you kind of making that full circle moment for them where these skills that you learn through TeenWorks and through Montgomery County recreation programs, right, you are now doing for this next generation. How can people, right? So I know everyone's like, okay, great. You've got cricket. You've told me all about it. How can people register and when do the programs take place?
We have, as we just mentioned, figured out a way to pretty much do it year round. We saw an opportunity at our East County Community Center where we have a great gym. We have a batting cage that drops and we were underutilizing it. So you can sign up for any of our seasons. We're really trying to get into more of a year-round activity to make it easier for some of these families to stay registered. Arif and his crew do a really great job of getting them to fill out the registration every time, but we're going to try to make it a little easier for them. So just like with all of our other activities, you can find it on Active Montgomery, as well as it, right now it's all free. So you don't have to worry about any of the financial barriers. So it's easy to sign up. And if you need some help, give us a call. We love to help people register for our programs.
Absolutely. And so folks can call our customer service team at 240-777-6840. They can help you through the registration process if you need it. Like you said, the programs at this point are free of cost to residents. So we are trying to remove as many barriers as possible. Arif, okay, when you're doing this, you've got hundreds of kids registered. What keeps you going at 6:00 in the morning to get out there and go get these kids and bring them to the program?
All the support from all these great people, especially from the rec department, and also like a positive energy, is because we are involving them in positive things. And also, it's not only me. There is a lot of great people behind me too. They're supporting me, and also we have a lot of young youth who also are talking to me, and also they're trying to do the same positive things as I'm doing for them. Imagine how good the future will be for Montgomery County, that all of these people that are thinking the right way, we communicate with them on daily basis. So it gives you more and more energy to keep them engaged. It's not, again, like just like a sports program. It's also more like a mentorship and more like a leadership. Even though people, they bring their laptop with themselves, like to our programs. So one of us has to help them, like if it's assignment, if it's applying to anything. So it definitely gives us even more and more energy. And of course, again, not to forget like the support from Montgomery County. They're supporting us at any possible way, which we definitely appreciate it.
Well, you've definitely made it easy for us to be
Yeah.
supportive of such an amazing
Yeah.
program. Do you have plans for the future for the International Sports Organization, or are you just going to focus on cricket for the time being?
We have different sports. We have cricket, we have soccer too, and we are planning on adding more sport. And also, there is a lot of positive opportunities for all the youth who are in our programs. I do host a lot of national tournaments where I get players from all over the USA and all over from the world. And I also take some of my kids who are good and who are learning. I give them an opportunity to go and play on a national level with all these players. So trying my best to give them any types of opportunity. And of course, in future, my aim is to have like a Montgomery County Cricket League for all
Nice.
these youths.
Well, we can't wait, and we will definitely be rooting you all along the way. Arif and Amanda, thank you both so much for joining me today to talk about this wonderful program. And Arif, thank you so much for everything you do for all of these kids. It's just so impressive and heartwarming. And so a big thank you to you for all of your hard work. And thank you to all of you for joining us today. We'll see you back here next month for the next edition of Inside Recreation. Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by County Cable Montgomery, your source for news and information from the Montgomery County government. Connect with us via cable, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube by searching for County Cable MoCo.